YouTube family, what's happening? Today, I'm here to go over everyone's favorite topic, A2P and 10DLC registration. All right, I'm going to tell you today why your campaigns keep failing, why you think SMS doesn't work, or why it literally hasn't worked for you. And it's probably just one sentence on your website, or maybe you don't even have a website. So today I'm going to break it all down and stay to the end because I have something you're really going to want to check out, a whole guide on how to do this. All right. And actually, if you don't want to deal with any of this, just hit me up, just skip the whole video and book a call with me because my team will do this whole thing for you. All right. So if you're a real estate investor or you're a business owner and you're looking to do more outreach without getting shut down or worry about Twilio and all this other stuff, hit subscribe. I break down exactly how AI and automation are changing this game every single week, and I promise you need to hear what's coming on this video. Okay, so here's the thing about 10 DLC registrations. They're not going anywhere, to be honest. In fact, they're probably just going to get tighter. Twilio, the carriers, they're all cracking down on spam, confusing messages, unwanted messages. And I see it every day where people come to me, clients come to me, and their campaigns are getting rejected. They never could succeed with texting. Their campaigns aren't delivering. And they have no idea how to fix it. They have no idea why. And it could be one of a couple reasons or several. We work with this all the time, and I want to tell you guys exactly what's blocking you. All right, your response rates are probably in the toilet, and you're probably sitting there wondering why you're burning through money, not having any good response rates or delivery rates. All right, clients who work with us regularly get 95% and above delivery rates, and over 10 to 15% response rates. All right, so I'm gonna break down another video where I dive into how those response rates and how those delivery rates are achieved. But in this video, I really want to show you why your campaign is getting rejected in the first place and why you haven't even been able to text. All right, and I literally have had people come to me who have gotten rejected over 3 times in 3 weeks. And that pauses your whole outreach. It's just dead time for your business. All right, some of these things are super simple. For example, one time there was a client who couldn't do any texting, and we literally just changed a couple of words on his website. We changed his opt-in from, by submitting your information, you agree to receive marketing communications and offers to purchase your property. And all we did is we added a little line and added some more detail, and we changed it to, by submitting your information, you consent to receive communication from us regarding your property inquiry. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to cancel. Okay, that part is super key, and it's small stuff like that that's getting you rejected. So I'm here to break that down for you guys, and at the end, I'm going to give you a whole guide that you can reference or your team can reference so that you're not hitting the mark. All right, and again, if you need help doing this or don't even want to bother with that, just book a call with us. All right, and that's it. It was just a couple of words that we changed in it was just a couple of words we changed in his opt-in and his privacy policy to allow him to get approved. All right, so let me walk you exactly through some of the things you need to get approval in 2026 and some of the things that you'll need to change so that this doesn't happen to you. All right, number one thing that you need on your website, or number one and number two, honestly, privacy policy and terms and conditions. You need both. They need to be two separate things. All right, and best practice is to have them linked to each other. All right, on a link on both pages pointing to each other. I know one of them is not required, but it's better to do just both because I could see a day in the future where they're saying, hey, now you need both of them to link there. So might as well, get ahead of it now. All right, and on these privacy policies and terms and conditions pages, and I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of these things that I'm talking about as I'm going through them, and the guide that I have at the end will have the exact phrasing so you can just copy and paste this in. But on those terms and conditions and privacy policy pages, there's specific language you need talking about how you don't sell or buy data from third parties, how if someone replies stop, you guys can cancel your contact information, and really basic stuff like that. So you want to make sure those things are there. All right. The other thing that people miss out a ton on is their opt-in form. All right. And these things need to be the same across your website. So to keep it simple, if you're trying to get approved, just have one form. So you only have to worry about one thing. Okay. And this form, it needs to have the phone number, but it needs to have two checkboxes. And one of those checkboxes, sorry, it needs to have the form and it needs to have two checkboxes. Okay. And those checkboxes cannot be auto checked when people first get on that form. They cannot be required. And same with the phone number, it cannot be a required field, right? It has to be optional for the checkboxes and the phone number. And on that form, we actually need a link to the terms and conditions and privacy policy, as well as the name of your business at the top of that form. So super basic stuff that is honestly really easy to forget, but probably one of the reasons you're being denied. And I really want to break that down and show you guys, how we're getting these approvals to make sure that you're not getting denied. All right. Okay, and so all these forms need to be the same way, right? It needs to have that link to the terms and conditions, privacy policy, your business name, reply stop, message and data rates may apply, the checkboxes and phone numbers like I talked about, all the forms. Even if it's just like a little checkbox off in the corner, or sorry, a little chat box off in the corner, it needs to have that standardized form. I know it's a pain in the butt. I know it's annoying. I know it's frustrating, and I know it's confusing. But it creates a barrier to entry, so there's not bad actors spamming people a bunch of random messages that don't make sense, right? We want to try to stay as compliant as possible. So, or scamming people. I'm sure there's some people out there doing that, so that's why they're cracking down to stop that. Crazy political messages, people pretending to be people. So it makes sense that they have to put guardrails on this. So, and if you are getting into texting, what that does is, again, it creates a barrier to entry so that it's harder for people to just jump in here and just blast out outreach, right? We don't want to do that, right? You want to be compliant and have people that have opted in or targeted lists, right? So that we're not just going crazy. All right. And yeah. So, all right, guys. So here's an example that I'm showing right here on my screen of the exact type of form that's going to get you approved. Okay. You can see the phone, just like I mentioned. You can see the two check boxes, and I want to go over these check boxes. The first checkbox needs to say something exactly like this. And again, these policies change, so you guys got to stay up to date. And the document at the end is going to have a link where you can stay up to date on this stuff easily. All right, your first checkbox is your marketing checkbox. So this one needs to say something like, receive marketing messages from your company name, and preferably it needs to have the LLC in there or the Inc. All right, at the number provided. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to cancel. Checkbox number 2, this one is your non-marketing or your transactional checkbox. Okay, I agree to receive important updates and transactional messages from, again, your company name at the number provided. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to cancel. I know I'm being animated about this stuff, but guys, it's kind of like boring, so you got to be animated about it. You got to be thorough about this stuff because you want to make sure that you're getting approved and you're not spending weeks going back and forth with the carriers wondering why your campaign is getting rejected. Okay, so super simple, but you need to have it set up like this. All right, and again, guys, what I'm saying about these checkboxes being auto checked and or required, that is like an auto rejection. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but that and the phone being required, like if those things are there on your form, you're going to get rejected every time. So if the developer has your site set up like that, you want to talk to them, or if you can, go in there and change it yourself to get that updated, because that's going to be an instant rejection, which we don't want. We don't want you to have to deal with weeks of going back and forth about this, right? We want you to get instant approval, okay? If this is like literally already making your head hurt, trust me, I get it. There's a link down below. Just book a call with us. My team will do all of this for you, even with your website. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, or this is like, but I want to do some SMS follow-ups to these leads, I get it. just hit us up and we'll handle it for you. If you think you can do it yourself, totally get it. We dropped a whole course below on breaking this down step by step. Check that out too. All right, guys. Now, here's the big deal with this. Twilio, this year, they've gotten way stricter with this and they're cross referencing everything. If your campaign registration says appointment reminders, right, your check boxes cannot say, marketing messages. Everything has to match, right? This is why so many people have to rewrite these check boxes. And even when they do, they're still getting rejected. All right. It's a pain in the butt. It's super confusing, but you have to do these things. You have to be really meticulous about it, because if you're not, then again, you're going to be fighting with the carriers. All right. When you register your campaign with Twilio, you specify the specific use case that you're doing: marketing or transactional messages, customer care, notifications, appointment reminders, whatever you choose there, the language on the website where people are opting in specifically with those check boxes in that form, and, and mentioned in your privacy policy as well, it needs to reflect that. All right. So if your campaign is registered only for appointment reminders, but your website says sign up for exclusive deals and offers and coupon codes, and we'll text you every month with a free bonus offer and community thing, then yeah, you're gonna get rejected every time, and it's gonna be super confusing because you're like, well, I have everything's here. That's why it's the language. They're looking for consistency across every single touch point. All right, your campaign description that you submit to them, your opt-in language, the privacy policy, the terms and conditions, they all need to tell the same story about what your business is doing and what this user, this visitor on your website, what they're signing up for. If it doesn't, it's a red flag, and they're going to ding you for it. All right, so another quick one that I think is often overlooked is your business name, right? Your business name needs to match exactly what is registered with the EIN. You can look at the CP 575 letter to see exactly what business name is there, and what business address is there, because the business address needs to match exactly as well. All right, if it doesn't, you miss that. Twilio, the carriers, whoever you're registering your A2P campaign with, they're going to kick it back. All right. And guys, another thing that I want to tell you about, if you don't want to go through all of this, again, I know I mentioned you can book a call with my team. We'll do all this for you. But match, business name has to match, EIN has to match, all of that. If you got like a DBA or something like that, we need to put what was originally registered. All right. If you have LLC at the end, it needs to have LLC at the end. All right. If it's INC, it needs to have INC. If you don't have any one of those small little things, they're going to ding you. So it's annoying. It's unfortunate, but we got to have those things in this registration the first time. All right. So this links your business name with your consumer facing brand, and it satisfies the carriers. Okay. And it's all really about transparency and, just verifying the legitimacy of the sender, making sure you guys are a real business. And these things are just simple fixes that save you guys a lot of headaches, a lot of time, and allow you to open up a whole new door of communication with your clients, your customers, your buyers, your sellers, whoever you're working with. All right, guys, in real talk, the carriers update this all the time. So it's important to stay up to date, or make sure that your stuff is compliant, because what I'm saying today might be slightly different tomorrow or completely different in 2 months, right? But a lot of these things have stayed consistent over time, but some of this stuff does change, and so you need to stay up to date. If you don't want to worry about it, again, hit up my team, use the iMessage feature, book a call with us, or download the resource that I linked below. And it's a whole guide, literally the exact copy that you can literally copy and paste in, as well as videos breaking down each step of this process. So go check that out, download it, free resource that you guys are able to go ahead and use. All right. And then our team will rewrite your entire privacy policy, terms of service, opt-in form, all of that for you if you want to work with us, so that you're just like, here's everything, go ahead. All right. You don't touch a thing. All right, so guys, I know if you've tried this before, we've all seen the weird cases where you're getting rejected, you're getting paused, you have no idea what's going on. This whole video really isn't about only getting approved. It's about staying approved so that you can continue to get a high delivery rate. And so your messages aren't getting rejected and paused and all of that stuff. I have a couple more videos I'm going to drop to dive more into the power of SMS and, some of these A2P regulations, because they're a big deal and they're important. And so stay tuned. We got some more to come. All right, guys, and look, here's the whole point. When you do get approved, whether it's DIY, whether you do it, whether you check out the guide below to help you do it, here's what actually happens. You open up that whole entire world of SMS for follow-up, for new leads. Your campaigns actually deliver. And if you follow some of the stuff I'm going to drop in future videos, your response rates can go from like 2% to like 15, 20% overnight. All right. Delivery rates from 70, 50% up to 95, 90%. Okay. Literally overnight. You're not getting filtered. Your team literally starts booking more calls. SMS works again. You're able to follow up with people and, put an SMS in front of them so they can respond back when they're available instead of trying to cold call all day and reach people only when they're available or pray they listen to your voicemail. But let's be honest, I don't listen to voicemails. You probably don't really listen to voicemails either. All right. So, let's get your conversion rates back. Let's get your delivery rates back. Let's get you approved. And let's make sure everything's compliant. All right, guys. So, that is it for part one of this little SMS series that I'm going to be dropping. Stay tuned for the next videos. Check out the guide below and like, comment, and subscribe if you like content about business, AI, and automation. I'm going to be coming with a lot more of this stuff, so stay tuned, guys. I really want to help you guys succeed and win. Let me know what other types of videos you might want to see next. Peace.